attention? Do I have your 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 attention?
Is you taking notes?
3, 2, work.
We about to go off, off, off. When the speakers go blow, blow, blow. Everybody turn up, up, up. It's about to go down, down, down. Make the whole room spin, spin, spin. Turn the bass up loud, loud, loud. We about to go in, and we can't stop now, now, now. Dance.
Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't.
Dance.
Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't.
Dance.
Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't. Do I have your attention?
Dance.
Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't.
Dance.
Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't.
Dance.
Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't. Do I have your attention?
Dance.
Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't.
Dance.
Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't.
Dance.
Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't. Do I have your attention?
Dance.
Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't.
Dance.
Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't.
Dance.
Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't. Do I have your attention?
Well, I think I got your attention now. Hey, I'm Dave DeHilster. I'm going to be your MC tonight. I am not the host. And you've tuned in to Troupe 2564, as a mathematician, I like to say it, 5 squared, 8 squared. I'm not sure anybody's heard that before. But listen, we've got the showcase coming up here. I'm going to bring up our first host here with me, and that, of course, is Sky Whitcomb. Hello, Sky. How are you?
Hey, David. How are you, sir? Good to see you.
So, guess what? Here's the deal. Tia, after leaving one of the most amazing runs of all time here in Florida for a high school in their theater, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put you in charge. And okay, that's already bad enough because you got a lot to already fill, right? Then just to top it off, we're going to throw coronavirus on top of that, and you have baptism by fire. Tell me a little bit about all that, my friend.
Well, it was taking over the program was really kind of flying by the seat of my pants. I found out that I would be taking over the program 3 days before classes started. And so they sort of threw me in there and said, hey, figure it out as you go. And by the way, you're still going to be teaching your English classes at the same time. But I'd worked with the kids before. I'd worked with them last year. I directed Children of a Lesser God, and I'd worked with some of them on their individual events. So I had a little bit of familiarity with them. So a lot of them had already worked with me. So it wasn't nearly as rough of a transition as it could have been.
Okay, so it wasn't scary for the students, in other words.
No, I don't
because they knew you, right? It was like it coming in. And oh, by the way, just a reminder, if you look down there, you'll see the scrolling thing. And no, that donation is not for me. It says donate DeHilster. Just go to any browser, click on that on your phone. It'll take you to the Cash, Palm Beach Cash, whatever it is, the Palm County. School Cash Online. Thank you very much. And you can donate anything. I already made my donation, so everybody can do that. Because normally we'd be buying tickets, and just think of how many people are watching and multiply it by 10 or 100. We don't care. It all goes to the program, because even though it's virtual, we are virtual today, but we are actually seeing the recordings, most of them at a studio. Tell us about how that worked out, because most kids, a lot of people in theaters across the country, theater programs, are not doing any performances. Many times don't have a place to do them. That is nice. Tell us about how and where you did all this.
Okay, well, a lot of the performances that you're going to see tonight were recorded at Brand Star. They are a film video production studio in Deerfield Beach, and they are run by Mark Alfieri, who is the father of one of our students. And they offered to allow us to come in and to film our individual events there. And it was a great experience for the kids, because I keep on telling them, you need to know about film and television and voiceover work and video game work and animation and everything else that goes along with that. And so getting them into a studio to see this is the way that this side of our art works was a lot of fun for them. And it was a lot of fun for us to be able to go in there and to be able to perform and have that recorded professionally for competition.
Wow, yeah, that's amazing because if you look at it, I mean, you just basically turn lemons into lemonade, but it also helps to have a person on your, a student that has a parent that has a whole darn studio. It's quite a beautiful studio there, and because of that, not only are you doing the showcases there, and then you're going to re-record, I think, for the states again, for the state competition later on next year. You are planning to do. I mean, okay, you give COVID, and we're still under COVID, and you can't get enough, so you decide to have a musical and a play. Anyways, tell us about what's coming up.
Okay, so we've decided that we're gluttons for punishment, and we are going to do 2 shows this spring. Honestly, because the kids didn't get a chance to do one this fall, so we're going to do 2 in the spring. We're going to start off with Jekyll and Hyde, the musical by Frank Wildhorn. And then we're going to take about a 2-week break after that goes up. And then we're going to start work on One Man, Two Governors by Richard Bean. It's a farce based off of a commedia dell'arte play called The Servant of Two Masters by Carlo Godon.
Yeah, you can tell you're a real theater person because then all the accents and right pronunciations come out. It's like I'm a linguist, so I notice all those things. But but I know the students have been really loving this. Having the availability of this studio is just absolutely fantastic. So let's bring up our other host here, since I'm just the MC to make sure things keep going here, and that is Summer. Summer, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you guys?
Oh, very good, very good. I don't know if you noticed, you've got a hat. You're wearing a hat. It's looks just like the logo for 2564. There it is. Yep, she can point to it. Very good, very good. And how are you, Summer?
I'm great. I'm really excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and if you don't know Summer, she is the president of the drama club this year, and she's also a senior. You're going to be seeing a monologue with her. But before then, I got permission from your teacher, absolute permission, to embarrass you to the max. And not only embarrass you, but I'm going to embarrass you. I'm going to embarrass Calvin. I'm going to embarrass Brian, and I'm going to embarrass Luanda. Exactly. And Luanda. So I am going to do this. So you're going to step aside. So I figured I had to loosen you up somehow as being the host. So I'm going to step you guys aside, and I'm going to put this up for everybody to see. Okay? So this is my presentation tonight, and this does have an asterisk, I guess, what you say. If there's something you could be offended by. The asterisk for this one is if you are offended by someone taking a bath on stage in front of 100 people. So I can see in the green room, Summer is like screaming, but she should be. So let me switch to this, and hopefully you can hear. I want Sky and Summer, put a thumbs up to make sure you're hearing that audio, because I don't hear it, okay? So here we go.
Now that is a very unusual hat. I wonder what's under a hat such as that. It could be a creature they call Zap, who balances things on its head because it's flat, or stripe-looking pipe stripper up around that, or sort of a kind of a hat wearing.
Why are you doing this to me?
Oh, let you speak from 4 years ago.
Why, one thing, and you dropped me right off the stage.
Jojo.
Now I'm here, and there's no telling what may ensue.
Wait, it gets worse.
For a cat such as me, and a
Not pretty. It's pretty good.
Oh, the things you can't think. Oh, the things you can't think. If you're willing to try.
Do you remember those songs?
I remember everything.
Don't worry, the R-rated part's coming up here.
Oh, the things you can think when you think about Zeus.
Oh my God, my posture.
There you are, singing in the bathtub.
Should I do a record?
Oh, here we go. Mr. Wickham's getting this Dumbo.
The comments are going crazy right now.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, that's embarrassing. That's truly embarrassing. Well, don't worry. Look what she's got on her hand,
There
folks.
she goes. Oh, the star.
Sixth grade. She's 11. Yep, my daughter had puppets. Look at Brian, those ears.
There's still at least 7 costumes. She was doing costumes for us all the way back then.
And there they are. Now watch this. Watch the bows. Watch this one. Watch what she does. Cat in the Hat. Here we go. His hat falls off. There she is, JoJo. And of course, the big star, Horton himself. No, but this is really great. Watch this. I had to put this in. Like, okay, get them clapping. Now watch. Oh, we're going to get a standing ovation if I have to bring them to my feet myself. Watch this. He's bringing them to their feet, like bringing them up. He pushed his hands up. So, yep, he got them to stand. There you go.
Oh my
Well,
God.
anyways, are you thoroughly embarrassed now? Look at Mr. Wickham.
I love you, Summer.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure you do.
But he got the biggest laugh. The biggest laugh was from the ears. I mean, Dumbo ears. I mean, that was hilarious. I mean, so I hopefully that. Okay, I got to get these videos get going here. So I'm going to pass it over to you, Summer. And what we're going to do is I'm going to be getting the videos up for you to talk about. I know you haven't. She's going to give us an introduction, and then we're going to introduce these videos. And I have them got quite a few today, and great performances, by the way, just amazing. All superiors, right? All superiors. Okay, so I'm taking goodbye, Sky. Goodbye, David, and you take it away. And I will, hopefully, when you're ready, I'll be ready. And if not, fill it in, all right? Okay, the floor is yours.
All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to 2564's IE Showcase 2020 from home. It looks a little different this year, but I'm sure it's going to be just as great as past years. So thank you all for tuning in. I'm really happy to be here hosting for you guys. Like I said, I'm the drama club president this year. And yeah, I'm really excited to show you guys and present to you all of our talented students. Make sure you're going in the comments and hollering if you like something, showing our troupe members some love, showing our performers some love. Since we can't be cheering in the Catherine Lindgren Theater right now. So make sure you guys are up in those comments, giving some love. So we have a great showcase for you tonight. And if you see down below, there's a little donation link. So we made it free, admissions free. This has never happened before, so that you guys can maybe spare some extra dollars for the holidays. I'll bullet my puppy dog, guys. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm very excited to show you guys all of our talented students, which we put in 18 events for this year's competition, and all 18 came back with superior ratings from the judges, which is incredible. But at the end of the day, it's not about the scores or the ratings or anything. It's about how well we learn and progress through this process. So thank you guys for supporting us. And so as you just saw, Mrs. DeHilster as the Sour Kangaroo, her 6th grade year with that, she pulled up with that crazy voice, her 6th grade year at Boca Middle. And so she is now a freshman at Boca High, and she is going to she's going to start us off with her solo musical, and it's going to be wonderful. It's from a very great show, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, and here she is. The song is called Here I Am. Here she is, Wanda DeHilster, starting us off with the first performance.
Hello, my name is Lawanda D. Hilster, and today I will be performing a solo musical entitled Here I Am from Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. This piece isn't asterisk for anything, so please sit back and enjoy. And I proudly represent Troupe 2564. Would you look at that coffered ceiling? Look at that chandelier. Excuse me, but how I'm feeling is 100 proof I could raise the roof. I'm so happy to be here. I've been kinda missing Mom and Daddy, sort of in a spin since Cincinnati. The morning flight, a major bore, but then they opened the cabin door and soon to lore, here I am. Lord knows I've had the will and the resources, but Mom and Dad kept saying, hold your horses. I guess those ponies couldn't wait. Pardon me, folks, but they've left the gate. I may be late, but here I am. Ah, the way to be to me is French. The way they say la vie is French. So here I am, bon se mer, a few doings on the Riviera. If I'm only dreaming, please don't wake me. Let the summer sun and breezes take me. Excuse me if I seem jejune. I promise I'll find my marble soon. But everywhere I look, it's like a scene from the book. Open the book and here I am. Do 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 do. Is French, that chair is French, this nice sincere sunset is French, the skies are French, the pies are French, those guys are French, these fries are French. Pardon me if I fly off the handle, no place else on earth can hold a candle. So veni vidi vici folks, let's face it, just for CC folks, excusez-moi if I spout, I'm letting my Jose go out. I'm sorry to shout, but here I
Yay! Yay, Luanda! I love that song. She started us off so well. She was moving those hips. She was getting into it. Oh, I love that song for her. And y'all see that glow up now.
Yeah. Yeah. And she did a tremendous job with that. We had a talk about it as she was getting ready to go to competition and sort of talking about what was going on in the show at the time. And she really just killed it.
She's gonna be a force. Her senior year, y'all better be. She's gonna push through everybody.
Yeah, I want to know. Okay, here's a question I have, and I've seen this from the theater people. What's period mean? Now, wow, it's just like, what does that mean? I've seen that in the comments and stuff. Okay, please, I guess I'm a Zoomer, a boomer. I'm a boomer, right? What does that mean? Explain it to us, Summer.
It's like an agreement, an affirmation. Like, yes, go, or like agreeing with someone. Like, period, queen, you tell them.
Nothing more to say. Oh, see, we got our people helping us out there. So
thank you for the insight, everyone.
Well, listen, that was great. Oh, she's a sophomore now. So, you called her a freshman. She's going to be all that.
I apologize.
You know how that is. I mean, you call a sophomore a freshman? I mean, my goodness. Okay. Anyways, let's go on to the next one, and I'll hand it back over to.
Alrighty, guys. So we started off with some really fun music, got us kicked off really well, but we actually have a lot of different kinds of performances tonight. So we got solos, we got We got duet acting pieces, we have solo acting pieces, but we also have technical events, which technical events can be anything. We have some costume design tonight. We have a publicity event tonight. There can be set design at competition. People do costume construction. We have a costume construction event tonight. So technical events are a big part of individual events, but they don't get talked about a lot. So we really are proud to showcase our techies at competition. And our next performer or techie is one of our staple techies. She is now our publicity officer. She's a senior. She won Critics' Choice, and she won the whole title last year for publicity. But now she's going to show off some of her costume design. So we're very excited to have her. Oh, she was also head of costume, so there you go. She is wonderful, and we're very excited to showcase her right now.
Hello, my name is Victoria Cascario, and I'll be presenting to you a costume design for the musical Mamma Mia, and I proudly represent Troupe 2564. For this first costume design, it is for the character Sophie Sheridan. She would wear this during Honey Honey, which is Act 1, Scene 1. Sophie Sheridan is Donna's headstrong 21-year-old daughter. The rose pink top with angel sleeves is made of viscose fabric, which drapes beautifully and suits Sophie's easy breezy lifestyle. The added tassel trim gives the garment a trendy fashion element. Lightweight denim short overalls in a light wash tone and rolled up hem provides a more youthful look for her. The outfit is complemented with a flat caramel colored toe sandal. My second costume design is for the character Bill Austin. Bill Austin is seen wearing this costume throughout Act 1, but is first seen in Act 1, Scene 3 for the song, Thank You for the Time. Bill Austin is one of Sophie's potential fathers, as well as a well-known travel writer. The shirt he would be wearing is a 100% breathable cotton short sleeve, button-down with a blue grosgrain accent trim along the external edge of the box plate. The pattern represents the character's adventurous side with the watercolor imagery. The organic wood buttons with the rust-colored painted edges align his interest in cultural exploration and travel. Finally, the khaki-colored pants made of a cotton and polyester blend make this garment comfortable and wrinkle-resistant. The Huarache-style sandals complete the look. My third costume design is for the character Donna Sheridan. She wears this costume during Act 1, Scene 6 for the song Super Trooper. Donna Sheridan is Sophie's mom and the owner of the Taverna Hotel in Greece. As the former lead singer of Donna and the Dynamos, Donna's character demands a unique design for Super Trooper. I have created a lycra jumpsuit in royal blue with the matching chiffon angel sleeves. A gold glitter shimmer fabric spread will be used to create the color fade design of the jumpsuit. A 3-inch wide gold sequence stretch trim will be used to create the belt and shoulder caps. The side slits at the hem will allow for easy movement in her classic white platform boots. The unique wing attachment will be created out of a 3-foot metal rod for the form with flexible 9-gauge wire to support the silk plant leaves. Each leaf will be individually attached with floral wire and tape. My fourth costume design is for the character Tanya Kreshman-Lee. Tanya wears this costume during Act 2, Scene 3 for Does Your Mother Know? Tanya is one of Donna's oldest and best friends. I have selected a red 2-piece vintage style swimsuit in a polyester lycra spandex blend, which allows for a flexible fit. The cups will have molded inserts for support. This particular style takes into consideration her love of the perfect body. The top is outlined with matching fabric, which adds a flattering contour to the shape. The bottoms are created with the 1960s in mind, lending to a more conservative style which better suits Tanya's age. The tie sarong skirt cover-up in a blush mesh fabric leaves a little mystery, but in a flirty, come-and-get-me kind of way. Such a Tanya look. Add a wedge sandal to accent her sophisticated nature. is for Sophie Sheridan again. This costume is for Act 2, Scene 4, where she's with her mother getting ready for her wedding, through slipping through my fingers. Her wedding dress is an asymmetrical one-shoulder design. It offers simple elegance in an ivory poly satin fabric. The veil is a fine high-quality tulle with tiny holes. It is adorned with satin flower petals accented with the tiny ivory pearl centers. An embroidered design links the flowers and is also fused to create a scalloped edge. The veil will be attached to a traditional Greek flower crown. She will wear a satin espadrille sandal with crystal beading. Thank you.
Yes, there we go.
You know, did you notice I'm putting applause in the editing for everyone there?
I know, I love it.
Hey, listen, you can do that because they're doing it in stadiums. I'm from Ohio State and watching my football, and I hear in the stadium all the crowd cheering. I look, there's no crowd there. Well, someone's doing the Foley sound of the audio. So hey, so I know everybody's applauding. So just wanted to say that we have applause for everyone. No, there are two people I put in booze. Who will it be? I'm kidding. But speaking of costumes, Summer, your mother has been just absolutely involved with costumes way back. That's how I met her. All the costumes from, tell us a little bit about, your mom and the costumes. I mean, you have all these great people, but tell us a little bit about her.
So my mom has always been a volunteer. She's been a full-time volunteer. She puts everything into it since she's been a stay-at-home mom for 25 years. But she started at a consignment sale at our old church in Greenville, South Carolina, St. Mary Magdalene Catholic Church in Greenville. And it was a week-long sale where she basically chaired the whole event. And that's like where I grew up, was seeing her do consignment sales and volunteer. And so when Dylan got into theater, I also got into theater at the same time, but we were just in different schools. So she immediately jumped in Boca Middle when I was there and started learning about costumes, and she basically ended up just taking the initiative and taking the reins on it. And then she started doing it at the high school. She was helping out the other moms that were there previously. Like Elvira Figueres, she's been there forever, but other moms like that who she started helping out, and then they all started to leave because their kids were graduating. So she took the reins once again, and she learned everything she could so she could do as best as she could with what she had. And I think that's like a great representation of her character and her personality.
Yeah, well, we have a problem here. I'm really hoping there's a winter Severin, because there's summer, right? Because we need a winter or a spring, and maybe a spring, because where's your mom? If you're going, your mom's going to stay around. So we need another sibling to come along so we can keep her here. What do we have to do? Tell me there's a spring Severin that we don't know of.
Long lost, switched up.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe, but not. So, okay, I'm going to pass it back to you, and take us away here and announce our next performance.
All right, so our next performance is what I think we all like to think of as the senior boy trifecta. Fall Severin. That's not me. Wish it was. Summer is a pretty cool name though, so thanks Lisa for that. Our next performers are we're gonna jump back into some music with very popular musical Dear Evan Hansen. With, I'm sure you all know it, be singing along at home. But here are three senior boys with their final performance at individual events.
Hello, my name is Brian Lucas.
Hello, my name is Aiden Malamphy.
Hello, my name is Calvin, and we are Zanetti & Co. And today we will be performing Sincerely Me from the musical Dear Evan Hansen. This piece is asterisk for substance abuse, sexual situations, and adult language. So if you feel you may be offended, please leave the room now. Thank you. And we proudly represent, for the last time, Troop 2564. Dear Evan Hansen, we've been way too out of touch. Things have been crazy, and it sucks that we don't talk that much. But I should tell you that I think of you each night. I rub my nipples and start moaning with delight.
Why would you write that?
I'm just trying to tell the truth.
These need to be perfect. This email needs to prove that we were actually friends. I'll do it.
I gotta tell you, life without ya has been hard, has been bad, has been rough,
Kinky.
and I miss talking about life and other stuff.
Very specific.
Shut up.
I like my parents.
Who says that?
I love my parents, but each day's another fight. If I stop smoking drugs, then everything might be alright.
Smoking drugs?
Just fix it.
If I stop smoking crack.
Crack?
If I stop smoking pot, then everything might be alright. I'll take your advice, try to be more nice. I'll turn it around, wait and see. 'Cause all that it takes is little reinvention. It's easy to change if you give it your attention. All you gotta do is just believe you can be who you wanna be. Sincerely, me.
All right, are we done?
Well, I can't just send him one email. I want to show that I was like a good friend, you know?
Oh my God.
Dear Connor Murphy, yes, I also miss our talks. Stop doing drugs, just try to take deep breaths and go on walks.
No.
I'm sending pictures of the most amazing trees.
No.
You'll be obsessed with all my forest expertise.
Absolutely not.
Dude, I'm proud of you. Just keep pushing through. You're turning around, I can see.
Just wait and see.
'Cause all that it takes is a little reinvention. It's easy to change if you give it your attention.
All you gotta do is just believe you can be who you wanna be. Sincerely, me, my sister's hot.
What the hell?
My bad.
Dear Evan Hansen, thanks for every note you send.
Dear Connor Murphy, I'm just glad to be your friend. Our friendship goes beyond your average kind of bond. But not because we're gay.
No, not because we're gay.
We're close, but not that way. The only man that I love is my dad.
Well, anyway.
You're getting better every day.
I'm getting better every day.
Keep getting better every day. Hey, 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 hey! 'Cause all that it takes is a little reinvention. It's easy to change if you give it your attention. All you gotta do is just believe you can be who you wanna be. Sincerely, miss you dearly. Sincerely me. Sincerely me. Sincerely me. Sincerely me.
Yay! Boys.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's, I think I'll never get the image of Calvin rubbing his nipples out of my mind ever.
What kind of family program is this, anyway? I'll tell you, my first impression of high school, Boca High, when Luanda was 7th grade, I came and watched these. And when they said, oh, by the way, asterisks, and they started, and all of a sudden F-bombs go flying and all this stuff, I go, this is what my daughter's going to be getting into. I never heard her swear. Now it's like, what can you say? It's part of the business. But those guys are great. I mean, it's really amazing. I think one of the things, what is it, Summer, to be, as Calvin said, this is my last time with the troupe. I mean, that's got to be somewhat emotional.
Yeah, I mean, IES has been a really special part of being in 2564, and I know, even some of the seniors that graduated last year have said that they've missed it so much. So it's been a very special experience. I think that, especially doing it at Brandstar when we can't be at West Boca with all the other troops and everything, I think that made it a little bit more special too this year.
Yeah, I think it's the only thing is I can't get those Dumbo ears out. So no, but those guys are great. So let's keep this moving along, and let's introduce our next.
Alrighty, our next performance is one of my favorites, Mr. Connor Austin. He is a junior this year. He has come such a long way. I mean, if you saw this kid 2 years ago when he came into this troupe, he was a little peanut. And he is just coming into himself. He's getting in dance class. He is just, he's amazing. I'm so excited for you guys to see his performance. So here he is, Mr. Connor Austin. Yay.
My name is Connor Austin. I am in 11th grade, and I took a solo musical this year. My piece was called Time from the musical Tuck Everlasting. I picked Time from Tuck Everlasting because it is such a sentimental piece. It's about like a father who is singing about him losing his son. It goes way deep into like witchcraft. Like that's what the show's about. It goes into witchcraft, and like the reasoning behind him losing his son is the father who I sang, like it was from his perspective. He drinks a potion that is like that gives him eternity, so he never dies, and he doesn't age. Like he stays the same age for the rest of like his life. He never dies. Working on the piece, I actually worked with like a few friends. I worked with my friend Faith, who also took a solo musical. And we like sat on FaceTime, and we like just went through and like analyzed the song. And I remember I used to do this. I did this 2 years ago with another song that I had, but every line that you sing, you write like the emotion that the character's feeling, and like the emotion that you should portray as you sing that line. Don't take these moments for granted. Like you don't know when you're gonna miss an opportunity like this ever again.
Hello, my name is Connor Austin, and today I will be performing a solo musical entitled Time from the musical Tuck Everlasting. This piece has no asterisks, so please sit back and enjoy. And I very proudly represent Troupe 2564. I had a farmhouse with a grandfather clock where I would teach time to my son. Our lessons began at 12 o'clock sharp, when the hands would come in as one. I'd say the big hand counts minutes. It's so tightly wound, it chases the small hand to make hours go round. I taught Thomas constellations in the sky to tell a silver maple from a cottonwood. I taught Thomas to divide and multiply, but one he never understood was time. As I watched him grow, time he would never know. Time where my regret resides. Time, if I only knew the what and how and who, that time truly divides. There was a farmhouse with a grandfather clock, where one day I woke up alone. They feared I was magic, they feared I was cursed, but mostly they feared the unknown. The big hands, the father, the small hands the sun, and there never came a time when they came back as one. I taught Thomas how to catch a firefly, how to make a pebble skip and rowboat skip. She took Thomas and never said goodbye. The one thing I could never give to him was time. Time. I'm left with nothing. Nothing but time. Thank you.
Yay. So well done. I love him. I love
So you're talking about his
him.
evolution, right? I mean, that's one of the things you see. It's amazing to see, somebody maybe didn't really dance too much. I met a guy at the studio, Angela's studio, that says, I was known as the non-dancer. Now I'm dancing. So each person evolves, and that's one of the great things. So you've been around now 4 years. How is it to see some of these younger kids coming in behind you and just going to town? And what's that like?
It is the best thing ever. It is actually the best thing ever, I think. Like, getting to see, like, especially like as a senior, seeing some of the freshmen come in, seeing people like Connor and Faith and Emma Moss, who is gonna like be a freaking killer later. Like, they've all just grown so much, and I think that's the best thing about being a senior and being an officer and getting to see and being involved and seeing all these kids grow. It's like, there's nothing like it. There's literally nothing like it.
Yeah. I mean, it must have been hard. I mean, Sky, you had a lot of people trying out for these spots, right? I mean, just musical solo alone, it was, I think you guys sent 7 to districts. Right. And I'm sure there was almost 15, 20 that tried out, right?
Yeah, there were 16 vying for those 7 slots. And I wish that we could have sent more. We have just an amazing amount of talent in the department. You guys are incredible.
No, it is. It's really amazing. And that's what I always tell my daughter, surround yourself with better people. You don't want to be the king of where you are. You're not going to grow that way. So, and also I was told by my daughter who ran in here, my microphone was way too loud. It's like, wait, this is my studio. What if she just walks in here? It's like, well, stage people do that. So, but let's introduce our next act, and we'll get out of here. And also, I do want to say this: somebody was typing. I don't know who was typing and left their microphone on, but we won't mention it because we'll get into trouble. But we're making sure we don't do that. I'm muting everybody. So let's introduce our next act.
Alrighty, our next performance is by Shannon Walsh. She has been on costume. She's been such a great part of our troupe for a really long time. So we really love her, and we're really excited to show her costume construction, which is such a fun event. It's very like hands-on and visual, and it's such a creative one, and you have to have a really good eye for it. So we're really excited to have her do this. So here is Shannon Walsh and her amazing costume construction.
Hi, my name is Shannon Walsh, and I'm going to be presenting a costume construction piece from the Broadway musical Into the Woods by Stephen Sondheim. I proudly represent Troupe 2564. The character I chose to construct this piece on was Little Red from Act 1, Scene 2 of Into the Woods. This costume is 3 pieces in total. Starting with my inspiration board, I took inspiration from many different adaptations of Into the Woods, including the live-action movie adaptation, and I used these inspiration pictures to sort of construct my color palette, which I constructed around a certain shade of red, because it's a very iconic color to the character. And after I constructed my color palette, I was able to begin with some initial concept designs. After I finished with my concept designs and chose one that I liked that sort of incorporated all of my inspiration material, I went ahead and I started drafting my pattern because I used the 18th century as a reference time period because after completing research on the show, I found that many costume designers who had designed for Into the Woods used the 18th and 19th century, specifically women's fashion. So I figured that I wouldn't be able to find a store-bought pattern that correctly captured that reference time period that I was using, so I drafted my own pattern. I draped a thin white fabric over a dress form, and I traced out the pattern pieces, and I cut them out so I had the different panels of my bodice, and I stitched them together. I added boning channels on each seam, so I have 4 boning channels in the front and 1 on either side, and then I have 2 in the back. After I added the boning channels, I hammered in the grommets, and I just threaded this brown twine that I thought was pretty true to the 18th century through in a crisscross pattern on the front and the back. After I had finished with the boning channels and the grommets, I folded white bias tape over the unfinished edge and stitched it on with a straight stitch all the way around the bottom edge of the bodice. And then to add some character to the bodice, I stitched on this white trim for the neckline and just stitched on this other thicker white trim for the sleeves. I figured that adding all of these white accents and these white trims would help tie the entire costume together even better, especially when I stitched a different white trim on the bottom of the skirt. This is just a basic rectangle skirt that's been gathered with an elastic waistband at the top. There's a zipper closure in the back. Originally, I was not going to use elastic for the waistband, and I was going to add a hook and an eye as a closure with a stiff waistband. Still gathered, but stiffer and not stretchy. But just for versatility and convenience reasons, I decided to add elastic instead. The bodice and the skirt combined was about 2.5 yards of fabric, which still left me with 1 yard of fabric for the cloak. And this is an iconic piece to the character. It's associated with this character, and it's also used as a prop throughout the show as well as a costume piece. So I wanted to add something to give it a little more personality, so I added these 2 gold buttons on either side of the neckline, which I had stitched the hood and the body of the cloak together on the neckline. And I added some of the twine from the bodice to tie the entire costume together. Here on my presentation board, I included an itemized expense list with the total, which came out to $31.73, and it was under budget, and receipts as well as swatches from each fabric and trim I used on the costume.
All right. Great job, Shannon. I love watching costume construction. Emma said it best. She was like, the fact that she made that from scratch is just amazing.
Yeah, I know. One of the things is with Luanda, she grew up with a clothes designer, a costume designer. Her mom's Brazilian, so she grew up with amazing carnival costumes all around. And so when people put on costumes, it's like they change. It's like an actor or singer. The people in theater when they put they're practicing, but when they put that costume on, it seems to change them. They sort of get possessed. So I also have another question. I'm seeing this coming up. Teach the boomer. I'm going to call myself. All right. What's this mean?
I actually don't know.
Okay, somebody in the chat, tell me. They've been put poggers. No,
I don't know what that means.
You don't know? Oh my gosh, we have no idea. It's just something people invented right now. I don't know, but Oh my goodness. I'm putting it up. It could be very bad, whatever. But
We got a bro
let's
in the chat.
let's hope not. Let's go on to the next one. I think that's the best thing to do. Okay.
Okay, Luanda said it means like victory. Okay, that makes sense. Very poggers, I guess. All right, so our next performance, we're bringing it back to the music. Okay, it means victory. Okay, cool. So it's positive. We love positivity here. So keep going. Very poggers. I love that. So we have our first small group musical. We were very excited to have a small group because this is the only small group. Yeah, because besides the trio, the boys, but since that we couldn't really get together that much or do anything virtually very well, we were very excited to have a small group of all of our senior ladies that have just killed this number. This number was used a few years ago, but now they've brought it back and they have made it so great. I love this number. Women empowerment, absolutely everything. I am very excited for you guys to see their wonderful number. So here is Jackie, Jenna, Leticia, and Yaya with My Body's My Business.
Hello, my name is Jacqueline Navarette, and I'm a senior. So my piece was My Body from the Life, and it was a small group musical. Our group was actually deciding on a couple pieces. We didn't really know what we wanted to do. We just knew we wanted to do something together. It was me, Jenna, Yaya, and Leticia. And Leticia actually picked this piece, which, like, it sounds just like her. Like, we're talking about our rights and how strong women we are. And it was just a really fun piece to choose, so I'm really glad she chose it. And we're all dancers, so it was pretty great because like I came up with most of the dances, like most of the number, but you know, like I would say like, okay, we need something here, what can we do? And they would like give me something, and it was just great, and we all learned it really fast.
Hello, my name is Yara, Jenna, Leticia, and Jackie, and today we will be performing a small group musical entitled My Body from the Life, book by David Newman, music by Coleman and Gatsby. This piece is Astrid's score, sexual situations, substance abuse, religious commentary, and prejudice. If anybody feels that they may be offended, please take the time to leave now. Thank you. And we very proudly represent 2-5, 6-4. When all they truly want is a
Yes, giving you power, giving you women's rights, giving you bodily autonomy, all of the above. I love that number, and they just did it so well.
I just liked it because it was really nice and great dancing and singing. I didn't know all that other stuff's involved, but that's one of the things about theater, right?
Yep.
That's one of the things about theater that's just so amazing because it's like a total art form because you have dancing, costumes, singing, the whole thing. And on top of that, you can make political or
Mhm.
environmental or social statements on top of that. I mean, that's just
Absolutely.
really incredible, I think.
Mhm.
So, and we have our teacher here with Sky. I'm going to unmute him because he's there. But one, can you unmute yourself there, Sky? Yeah, there you
There
go.
we go.
Yeah, I try to keep you muted as much as possible,
Well, thanks. I
but
appreciate that. Sure.
but tell us a little bit about the teaching of that side of the theater because it's not only the dance and all those things. It's the history, it's what it means, those kinds of things. You teach theater to these kids.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, I mean, when you're looking at an art form, you're looking at something that has the power to reflect the society in which we live, and to make a commentary on it. And there's a big difference between art and entertainment. Entertainment has its place. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against entertainment at all, but art speaks to something in the human soul. And when we create art, we are doing something beyond just being. Um, Stella Adler said, "Don't be boring," and that was her mantra. And what she
Yeah.
meant by that was that we get enough boring, ordinary life in ordinary life,
Yeah.
and that our art form should be something beyond that.
Well, I will tell you, it's way beyond that because I take people. I'm around all the your theater students. I'm muting you. I know you've got some background there. So, anyways, it's so amazing because the subjects that these kids touch upon. I mean, oh, I just love. I mean, my daughter was in Heathers. She was one of the Heathers, right? I never heard of Heathers. So I read the synopsis, and it's like high school students killing each other, people poisoning each other, and they are just like having the greatest time. They just think that's great. You are a different beast if you are a theater person because you really get exposed to the vast part of humanity, and
Right?
I think that is one of the great things about theater. You don't live a sheltered life for sure.
Oh,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to get us going for the next one, and let's introduce our.
Alrighty, so our next performer is a new member of 2564 this year. She's a junior. We're very lucky to have her in our troupe this year, and she got to take her solo musical to conference this year, which we're very excited to have her. So please welcome to the screen, Miss Gianna Downing.
Hi, my name is Gianna Downing, and I will be performing Beyond My Wildest Dreams from The Little Mermaid the Musical. This piece has no asterisks. And I proudly represent Troupe 2564. Oh, just look. It's like I'm in a storybook. Oh, it's bliss. I dreamed that it would be somewhat, but not like this. Look over there. Oh my God, how very odd, and what might they be? Something splendid, maybe. Look over here. Could you bust? Isn't it just dazzling, amazing, utterly amazing? Gazing round, it's like to die. Just seeing it feels so good. I'd scream if I only could. I'd hoped and wished and wanted so to be here. Wished and prayed and planned it to a T. Prayed and wow, just look, it's really me here. Walking around, strange as it seems, somewhere beyond my wildest dreams. Look, it's him. So handsome and refined and slim, so sweet, sincere, magnificent from head to toe, and oh, Look at it all, hall after hall, perfect as you could please. Here, marbles galore, and even gee, did I mention he's here? And who knows all that it goes, past even these extremes. Just look at me, and you will see someone beyond their wildest dreams. Thank you.
Yay! Such a great song for her. Wow.
Yeah, it sits really well in her voice, and we talked after regionals, and there was one of her judges had said, "Did Alan Menken write that little vibrato that you did there? I don't think so. You need to take that out." And she came to me, and I was like, "No, you don't take that out." If he wanted to listen to exactly the way that it was written, then he could buy the cast recording.
Absolutely.
It just shocked me that a judge would tell someone not to experiment, which is again why I tell you guys don't take the judges too seriously.
Yeah, I agree. I agree because I went to several of them in middle school, and you would see performances that killed, and then you get like an excellent, and then you'd see something that you would say that was okay, but that wasn't a superior. And I think it's more really of two things: the experience of being together with so many people and being, taking the classes and workshops, and the other is to get the experience of being in front, really putting yourself under pressure, regardless of really what the outcome is. But it's
right, absolutely.
Okay, let's keep moving and let's get to the next one.
All right, so our next performance is another costume design, which we're very excited. Another one of my faves. She's the best. She's one of the sweetest and most talented people I know. Miss Maria.
Hello, my name is Maria Cordeiro, and I design costumes for Hades Town by Anais Mitchell, and I proudly represent Troupe 2564. For this costume design, I decided to stay very close to the original time period around the 20th century. And by doing so, I took a lot of inspiration from famous jazz singers, Industrial Revolution overall, and most importantly, Mafia theme. I chose the Mafia theme because I believe it's very fitting and unique to Hades and Hades Sound, since Hades itself is portrayed as a powerful businessman who works underground. And many meanings in today's meanings, especially, working underground means that you're working secretly, and even though you're not very acknowledged or seen, you are doing a big impact, negatively or maybe positively sometimes, which is basically what Hades does in mythology.
Hades in Act 1. He is the god of the dead and the king of the underworld. In the Mafia team, he is the boss, so made him very fancy, taking a lot of inspiration from Godfather 2, Sin City especially John Hardigan, and actual famous Mafia leaders like Al Capone. Most of the clothing are a part of the Edwardian style, and his color palette is a coal black, gray color with silver and gold accents. He's wearing a three-piece suit of wool with light string patterns in a coal black color, a silver silk dress shirt, and a necktie with snake patterns on it, which is his symbol in mythology and in Hades Town. He's also wearing black Oxford shoes, and all the buttons are made of gold coins, which is also a symbol of his power and wealth, which is something that he represents in mythology. He's also wearing a black fedora hat, which is a little bit of ahead of the time, but to balance it out and give the meaning that gods are timeless, he's holding a pocket gold watch, which is very old for the time. He also has a willing pomegranate flower in the suit pocket to represent his relationship status with Persephone at the time. At Act 2, the willing pomegranate flower will become more alive, and that will show the progress of their relationship. Persephone in Act 1, which is not in the underworld. She's the goddess of spring and the queen of the underworld. I took a lot of inspiration from Billie Holiday, famous jazz singer, which she reminded me of Persephone. So many fun facts that she has, like she was born in spring and her dad was also a famous jazz singer, which resonated a lot with Persephone's mom being a famous goddess. So both families follow a path of work. Her clothes are also part of the Edwardian style, And her color palette, it's green and purple mostly, but she does have some very lively colors as details to represent spring. She's wearing a green dress which was inspired by Billy's green dress. It's a satin with purple flowers on the top to represent spring. And the bottoms has a alternating pattern with a Victoria print, which is very old for the time, and a solid green. The Victorian print is very old for the time, which also gives that balance, just like Hades and gods are timeless. She's wearing a purple chinchilla coat, which is inspired by Bill's Holidays coat, but is shorter and is fancier to add to the mafia wife style. And she's wearing green slippers, which are simple but fancy. It's easy for her to walk and dance around on the stage. She's also wearing a lot of jewelry. On her left hand, she got a gold wedding ring, and in her arm, she's wearing a gold bracelet in her wrist with colorful flowers. She's also wearing a gold flower earring. They are inspired by the Edwardian jewelry. And for last, she's wearing a flower tiara, which represents springs. There are a lot of very colorful flowers in it. And she does have one willing pomegranate flower on that tiara, which represents her relationship with Hades at the time, just like Hades. And just like him, on Act 2, the willing pomegranate flower will become more alive, and it will show the progress of the relationship. The reason for being gold jewelry instead of silver is just the same reason as Hades. Since it represents Hades, I thought it would be very appealing for them to have similar type of jewelry. Eurydice in Act 1. She's a very common girl, however her past is unknown, so she does have a very mysterious vibe. She is inspired by the Edwardian period style working women, so in the mafia team she is just simply a civilian. That in Act 2 ends up working for that system. So just like every civilian works, get money, and end up giving money to the richer, or in this case the mafia or the underworld. Due to that circumstances, her design is very rough but so fancy, and it definitely adds to the mysterious energy that she gives, that even though she doesn't have any money, her designs and her clothes are so fancy with the same color palette, so matching. Her color palette is in yellow because many times she is portrayed as a domestic Henry, and they are typically yellow. Her clothes are very typical of the working women in that time period. She's wearing a silk shirt in a light yellow, almost cream color. She has a bluish gray cotton skirt, which the gray kind of symbolizes Hades and maybe foreshadows that they will meet and that she will end up working for him. She's also wearing a big wool brown coat, more of a burnt yellow than brown, and her black leather Oxford boots. In her neck, she's wearing a wolf yellow scarf. It's dirty and has some holes in it, so even though her design is rough and dirty because of all the struggle that she went through, she's still very fancy and good looking, which creates a sense of mysteriousness, and we never know what to expect from her because we have no background information from her costume. Orpheus in Act 2, when he's going to the underworld to look for Eurydice. Him and Eurydice are very alike in the aspect they're below the gods, they're normal and common civilians that struggle financially. I inspired him in the working man in that time period, and just like Eurydice, he works for a system that only cares about making the rich richer. But unlike her, he doesn't eventually work for Hades. He puts all his effort in looking for her and trying to have a happy life with her. His color palette, it's a blue with some gray. The blue represents sadness, the sad mood that is created throughout the story. And at the end, they even say that is a sad tale, that is a tragedy. So that color will foreshadows the events that will happen, that they won't be happy. And in addition, for the blue color to be a sad color that foreshadows the future, it's also a color that is very contrasting to yellow, which is Eurydice color palette. His clothes are very dirty and have some blood in it because of the struggles that he went through to get to Hadestown. So he's wearing a blue color shirt with light gray twill pants, Oxford black shoes, and a blue bandana to say the original aspect of him and adds to the very poetic and artistic personality of his, since many times bandanas are put in very poetic and artistic characters. He has a very simple design because he's a very simple man. He only cares about being with his lover, and sadly that doesn't go right. But through his clothes, we can see that he is struggling and he's putting his effort into saving his lover. Fate in Act 1. For this design, I chose a specific Fate Lachesis. She's the one that draws out the thread. I took a lot of inspiration adjusting your Lena Horne. And in the Mafia team, she is Hades' right-hand woman. Since in mythology they always work together, they were never above or below. Hades never gave them orders, and they never gave Hades orders. They are on the same level. She's extra fancy, and her color palette, it's the same as Hades to symbolize their ranking in a certain way. So the color palettes are silver, coal black, gray, and some gold. So she's wearing a viscose polyester one dress shoulder with a deeper cut to add this very ancient Greek touch, which is very old for the time, but the one dress shoulder itself is very ahead of the time, again creating that balance and symbolism. Gods and mystical creatures are indeed timeless. Also, that deeper cut gives an impression that the thread that she normally draws out is coming from her own dress. The dress is very light gray, and the bottom has a darker gray, and beneath it a light gray again. The dress is very floaty to represent the wind, which symbolizes the fates throughout the musical. It's also very stretchy, so they can dance and move easily and flow like the wind. The right arm has a net sleeve in black, which is also the fabric that is covering the bottom part of the dress as well. And to cover the top part of what the dress doesn't show, it's a black sequin top to add to the time period and to the very fashionable sense of the underworld. She wears black dancing heels, so it's easy for her to move and dance around the stage. She also got a lot of jewelry that were inspired by the Ghana gold jewelry, since it's a symbol of wealth and it's used a lot by kings in their coronations or any festivals. So I thought it would be very fitting for her position. I tried to be very respectful with the culture while researching for the Ghana jewelry and putting it on my work. Thank you.
Oh, there we go. Yes. Maria never ceases to amaze all of us with her amazing talent. Can you imagine having to do, all that research that you have to do, all of the symbolism that you have to justify? It's so great.
It was wonderful, the design that she had with the with Lachesis, who's one of the three fates, spinning from her own dress. That was an amazing little accent there.
Yeah, it's really amazing to see the story being told and how they get so much into that. My wife, for instance, did something very similar. She did a rose parade for Carnival, and she had to do a lot of research before she made all those costumes. You just don't go and make them. When they walked, when I saw those, it reminded me so much because I've seen that, and this girl's talent's just immense. In fact, the one coat, my wife's going to ask me, where can I buy that for Christmas? But it's amazing. It's just absolutely amazing, the talent they have that's in this group. Congratulations. And it's all Sky takes credit for everything, so it's fine.
We've been talking a lot about design this year, actually really have.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And we have a whole different thing, right, Sky? We have now a stage. You have a stage, but now it's going to be filmed on a film stage, and
Right.
then you have to tell the same story, but in a different space, and all those things come into play. Everything comes into play. It's quite amazing.
Absolutely.
All right, let's move on.
All right, so our next performance is another solo musical by one of our other senior ladies. Alexia has been with us since freshman year, and seeing her grow throughout this whole journey has been such a pleasure. She is such a joy to be around. She's so talented, and I'm just really glad that we got to highlight her this year with her solo. So I hope you all enjoy. Here's Alexia Friedman with her solo.
Hello, my name is Alexia Friedman, and today I'll be performing a solo musical entitled Always Starting Over from the musical If and Then. This piece is asterisk for frank talk of death and adult commentary, so if you feel you may be offended, please leave the room now. Thank you. And I proudly represent Troupe 2564. In my life, I never thought I'd get a second chance. Thought I was done, then I met you. And though I never dreamed I could learn how to love again, I placed my bet, and you came through. I somehow still lost, I somehow always do. This time feels new. Thank you for finding me, and thank you for the care, and fuck you for making me think that this life might be fair. Promise to love me and promise you can't, and I won't be sorry that you said to leave and I left. I won't regret what I did then, though it hurts more than I can imagine. Back when all the same, even so, I'll love you all over again. Am I always starting over in a brand new story? Am I always back at one after all I've done? 'Cause I burned all my bridges and learned every last lesson too. So how can I start new? I love our children fiercely and well, and when they ask about you, oh Lordy, the stories I'll tell. And I won't regret the lies I didn't lead. I knew you, I loved you, and let that be all that I need. Say that it's fate, say it's foretold. I'm through with fighting, yeah, I'm much too old. What the gods have to give, I'll take and I'll live and be bold. If we're always starting over in a brand new morning, then we're always starting out with the end in sight. Like a tomorrow, but everybody trying to others now. All that might happen is here's all of the choices that made me me, all of the accidents yet to be, all that's ahead, all that's behind. It's all in the moment I lay out my mind and open my heart. Cause we're always starting over every starts right.
Thank you.
Yay! Oh, yes, such a great song for her. Such a great performance. Such a natural talent too. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, when we after we'd gone to regional, she came in and we did a workshop with it, and really just delved. And I mean, that performance was wonderful. Wait until you guys see what she has done with it now. She is just tremendous with it now.
It
Oh, I
gets
love
better?
Oh yes, oh
Oh,
yes.
jeez. Man, never satisfied. That's right. The states are coming up. Tell us a little bit about that, Sky. When are the states coming up, and how's that going to work with these performances? I'm sure there's a lot of parents out there wanting to know those questions.
Okay,
Answers.
well, States is actually the the weekend that we're on spring break. It's the weekend after our performance of Jekyll and Hyde. So it's going to be similar to regionals, even though they haven't officially said that it's going to be fully virtual yet. We all know it's going to be virtual. We're going to be re-recording a lot of the pieces and sending them on to states. Out of the 18 that went to regionals, 12 of them are going on to states, and we're looking forward to seeing how that plays out.
Yeah, that's going to be great. I know that gives some people time to work on them because it's one thing when even this kind of thing where you get to see them, the students look at it. It's so funny. People don't. My daughter doesn't like to watch herself. I mean, it's so strange. Is that the same way with you, Summer?
Yes, I'm my monologues are getting closer and I'm like, maybe I should dip for a second.
So why is it the performance don't want to watch their own performances? It's like, I'll make a video and I'll watch it over, and try to figure out what's going on. Is that normal?
It's much more vulnerable, especially with singing. It's like your voice and your acting, your emotions and your voice are so personal to a performer, and I learned that through injuries, through vocal injuries, through time off. It's so emotional when it's sharing a part of yourself, and that's I mean, that's what it should be. So it's hard to watch. It's hard to, and also when you're performing, you're not monitoring yourself. So, but when you watch it back, there's nothing in your mind stopping you from overanalyzing every little thing that you do and critiquing yourself. So it's a whole nother thing.
I know. I'm an artist and I paint, and I know there are times when a painting will come out in an hour. Then a painting would take like days, and then there'll be times when I'll get it done, and my instinct says stop. I'll look at it. That's just garbage. But I've learned, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Come back. And I look at it and go, man, that's really good. And I think that as an artist, that criticism that you have, I mean, you got to know how to deal with it, right? Some people will watch it and analyze it like a scientist, and then others they can't do that. I mean, I've heard people who are great who never even I never saw that performance. Was it good? All right, let's keep moving here, and our next performance.
Alrighty. Okay, so now we have a duet musical, which is something that we haven't seen yet. It is two of our very talented juniors, Eric Dwyer and Avery Zeitlin. Such a very good performance. I'm really excited for you guys to see it. Moving into their senior year, this is a really great performance to end off their junior year with. So here is our duet musical.
Hello, my name is Avery Zeitlin.
And I'm Eric Dwyer.
And today we will be performing the duet musical piece entitled A Stud and a Babe from the musical I Love You.
You're perfect.
Now change.
This piece is actually for sexual situations, so if you feel you may be offended, please stop the video now. Thank you.
And now we proudly represent Troupe 2,
5,
6, 4.
Did I mention that I just had my phone fixed?
Really?
Yes.
Oh!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh! I just remember the cutest story about my brother.
What?
No, maybe not.
No, come on. Come on.
Okay. My brother, this is really cute.
Yeah?
My brother, he has 11 toes. I sit here trying to impress and make this guy all struck. But every subject I address makes me sound like such a schmuck.
It's not that I can't be diverting. Sometimes I can even thrill. But I'd just be so much better at flirting if I only had looks that kill. If I were a star.
If I were a babe,
The kind of guy girls love.
the kind of girl guys crave. My breasts would be rounder,
Sex would astound
my
her.
legs would be longer,
My love would be stronger.
my legs would be blowing,
My chest hair would be showing.
my hips would be slimmer.
My butt would just simmer.
I'm gonna go up and seduce him.
She'll be begging me for more.
Yeah, tonight I'm gonna use him.
Tonight I'm gonna score. Yeah. A star.
A babe,
She'll love.
he'll crave.
If I were a so Julie, baby.
Sweet bitch.
You have some nacho schmutz on your cheek there.
Go on.
You moved it to the other side. Now it's on your chin. Better? Julie, be honest. I don't have a lot of what you're looking for, do I?
No, it's me.
Julie? I'm not a stud.
I'm not a babe.
I'm not a guy girls love.
Well, I'm not a girl guys crave. I'm awkward and whiny.
My biceps are tiny.
I'm not too athletic.
My clothes are synthetic.
My nails are all chewed on.
My hair is all glued on.
My hips are real dumpy.
Oh, mine are real lumpy.
Every night I'm on the story.
Yeah, my feet can really stink.
Yeah, I'm homely and I'm boring.
Well, let me buy you one more drink.
Yeah,
No stud.
no babe.
I love.
I crave.
Yay, such a fun number.
It really is, and they had so much fun doing it. You can see how much they enjoy being silly.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, it's one of the best parts of doing theater like that, doing numbers like that, getting to be stupid.
Yeah, losing the inhibition and just being the clown for a while.
Oh my god, it's the best. Oh, he's muted.
Yep. I think David, I think you're muted still.
I'm muted. That's
There
for sure.
there you go.
You know, my daughter came in and muted me probably, but anyways, let's keep this moving along and to our next performance or show. Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. We got our duet acting piece, which is something we haven't seen yet. So keeping with the duet, but now we're doing some acting, which is some of my favorite stuff. So this is Alessandra Koch and Marissa Figueres, two of our juniors. So we're very excited to have them. And Marissa has been our staple techie, but she's become the centaur, which is kind of a bad term, but we're just going to use it anyway. We love you, Marissa. We love you, Alessandra. We're so excited to see you both perform. Here we go.
Hi, Marissa. Welcome to your IE interview.
Thank
So
you.
can you give us some background information on what piece you took to IEs this year?
Yeah, so me and my friend Alessandra Koch decided to do a duet scene entitled Blueberry Hill Accord. It's this scene about these two friends that have been friends for like 10 years, but then they decide they don't want to be friends anymore. But they've got too much history to just like walk away from it. So they decide that they're going to write a contract on what they can and can't do. The whole scene's ridiculous and over the top and makes a little bit of sense, and then sometimes it doesn't make sense, but it's a fun time, and I had a lot of fun doing it.
So how did you choose your piece and why did you choose that exact piece?
I have 3 older sisters who all did Boca High theater, and my sister Amanda, who's like 5 or 6 years older than me, had done this piece when she was a junior, coincidentally, and I had remembered it because I remember watching her do it and thinking, this is so funny, you know? So when Alessandra came up to me and was like, hey, you want to do a duet scene? I was like, yeah, I'd love to. And I asked her if she had anything in mind. She didn't have anything specific. And I was like, well, I know about this piece. We found the script and we loved it. So we kind of went with it.
Okay, how did you feel about getting a superior this year at IEs?
It was really exciting and rewarding. We put a lot of work into this piece. We had ups and downs in the process, and I was worried originally because our piece was over time. We had like a 7 or 8 minute video, and the time limit is 5 minutes. But because everything's virtual this year, you can edit your videos. So Mr. Whitcomb offered to help us edit our video down to time, and we turned it in. It was great. And this is the first time, I think for me and Alessandra, that we've done independent pieces at competition. I've only done large groups in the past, which are senior led, but this was like our piece. You know, we did this, the 2 of us, and it was really rewarding and fun.
Good afternoon, my name is Alessandra Koch.
My name is Marissa Figueres. Today for you, we will be performing the duet scene entitled Blueberry Hill Accord by Daryl Watson.
This scene is asterisked for sexual situations and adult language, so if you feel you may be offended, please take the time to exit the video now. Thank you.
And we very proudly represent Troupe 2564.
And I'm like, just because I let you do it a year ago, doesn't mean I have to let you do it now. And then Stephanie, and I can't believe she says this, she goes, why don't you lighten up a little bit? And I'm like, why don't you get herpes and die, you crackhead from Long Beach? Unbelievable, right? Can I have a fry?
A small one.
Excuse me?
Look, I've got rehearsal until 10 o'clock tonight. This has to hold me over.
Forget it. So, Stephanie, she comes off like this total
Why do you always do that?
Do what?
That whole passive-aggressive thing you're doing that you always do so that I end up feeling like a bitch.
What?
If you want a fry, just take a fry.
I don't want one.
Do you not want one because you don't want one, or do you not want one because you want me to feel bad for not wanting you to have one?
I don't want one. Can I finish the story now, please?
Just take a fry.
No.
Take a fry.
Lindsay, I don't care about the stupid
Take a fry!
Oh, right, God. There, are we done now?
I don't think I can do this anymore.
Do what?
This whole us thing. Our friendship, I don't think it's working out.
What is this, a breakup? Are you breaking up with me?
I just think that we're in different places in our lives. We want different things.
This is the breakup speech.
Hannah,
you're breaking up with me over french
would
fries?
you stop saying that? It's not about the french fries.
Then what is it?
I don't know a lot of things. Honestly, lately, when we're hanging out, it's like...
What?
You don't get me. And I don't get you, and you say things I don't really care about, and I definitely say things you don't really care about.
I care about the things you say. No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you're not listening.
You think I'm boring?
There's a difference between you being boring and you just saying things I'm not interested in.
If I'm saying things you're not interested in, then you can tell me.
I can't.
Why not?
Because I'd be saying something all the time.
That's really mean.
I'm being honest.
Yeah, and you're also being a bitch. How's that for honesty?
Hannah, wait. Look, before we leave here today, there's some things I want to get in writing. I've compiled a list. It's more bullet points, really, and I thought we could go over and sign at the bottom.
Are you joking?
Well, no.
I'm not signing anything.
I feel it's for the best.
I don't give a shit what you feel.
Look, I know things about you.
Are you threatening me?
No, you know things about me too. Okay, so it's in both of our best interests to get this in writing.
You really want to do this?
Yes.
You want to add another layer of insanity to this whole thing?
Layer of insanity.
No. You want to do this? Let's do this.
Fine. For the record, you can't say anything about me to other people.
Fine. And you can't say anything about me either.
Fine.
But for the record, I can date Tommy now.
What?
Once we sign this, all's fair.
So does that mean I can date Adam?
Sure. Whatever.
Fine.
You can't tell anyone I'm seeing a therapist.
You can't tell anyone I'm seeing a therapist. You can't tell anybody I kissed Rachel Baumgartner at that party.
You kissed Rachel Baumgartner?
You didn't know?
No, wait. You have to tell me. So what happened?
It was the craziest thing. I can't think of anything else to write down.
I have one more thing.
What?
Neither of us can eat here, ever.
Why?
This is our spot. This is where I told you about losing my virginity, and where you told me about losing yours. Oh my God. Am I wrong? Doesn't that history mean anything
No,
to
it
you?
does. This is hard.
I don't know what to tell you. I would have been perfectly happy if you had ignored me for 8 months. That's how normal people end friendships. You're the one who wanted to turn it into the Geneva Convention. So we're agreed? Blueberry Hill's off limits?
Yeah.
So where do I sign?
Well, we can't sign it like this. It's all scribbles. It should at least be typed up, so it's legible.
Wait, does that mean we're still friends?
Until we sign this, technically, yeah.
Does that mean you're still coming over this weekend?
I've got lots of rehearsals and homework, so maybe I won't get to typing this up before then.
Or if you do finish it, you can come over, we can sign it, and we'll hang out before you leave.
Okay.
Rachel Baumgartner?
Okay, look, I was trashed beyond reason. Thank you.
I am literally blown away by that. I don't know if any. I've never seen that before. That was absolutely
That was
insane.
powerful. That was very powerful. You know what really blew my mind when I was editing it? It seemed like I had no idea or worries that they weren't even in the same room. It seemed like they were right there with each other. I didn't even notice that. Normally when you do these like Zoom things, that doesn't work all the time. I just like, I didn't even notice it. It went away like that. And the timing was amazing. I'm even thinking how they do this when you are literally separated, because it's always, there's a little delay, but I mean, you get, when it's really working when you don't pay attention to any of that. And both of them were very powerful acting in this, in my opinion.
I believed everything they were saying. Like it was so good.
It was it's like we were eavesdropping on it. It was,
exactly. I love that.
Yeah, that was
They did
amazing.
it so well.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
All right, let's keep going. So we got, look, she's back. She's back again with all her talents. It's Victoria Cascardo. So this is what she has been elected for as an officer of publicity. So this is her showing off her skills, which is what she won Critics' Choice for last year at IE's, which we all know she's so talented in so many ways, but this is what the troupe thinks she does best, which is publicity. So here's Victoria Cascardo with her publicity event, and here we go.
Hello, my name is Victoria Cascardo, and I'll be presenting to you a publicity direction for the musical Dreamgirls. And I proudly represent Troupe 2564. Due to the unfortunate circumstances of COVID-19, I would like to give you an opportunity to view my work more clearly.
To start off my virtual presentation, you'll see my poster, which includes all the information regarding the show. The title, theater name, dates and times of shows, along with credits and our licensing resource. Potential patrons may scan the QR code provided for convenient access to our ticketing site. Next, I present my playbill. I invite you to scan the QR code which I created through the FlipSnap website. Once an online purchase is completed, the QR code will be generated along with their purchase confirmation, giving them immediate access to view the playbill. This will help boost merchandise sales. Due to the unfortunate circumstances of COVID-19, no printed playbills will be provided. All attending patrons will be able to view and enjoy the playbill by scanning this QR code. My playbill includes a director's note, list of cast and crew members, interactive links to our social media pages, and also a link inviting patrons to join our mailing list. Please feel free to try them. New this year is we have provided images and links so that all of our patrons can easily access and safely order all show merchandise. They will be able to pre-order items with an option to pick up at will call as they exit after the show or to be directly mailed to their homes. The business sponsor ads will be available in the playbill for fees outlined on this page. Businesses or sponsors have the option to include an interactive link to their websites for an additional $20. Next, you will see my seating chart. It displays a clear indication of all available seating. This allows patrons to locate their exact seats in advance and, for everyone's safety, better adhere to the social distancing guidelines. For my tickets, I will be using a website called Ticketing Spice. Customers will have a digital ticket as well as have the option to have paper tickets for pickup at will call. The QR code seen on the screen will be on the poster and social media flyers. This will allow easy access to the ticketing website. You may now scan this QR code to access the ticket website. Now moving on to my promotional project. To view my project in detail, I have provided a Dropbox link for your convenience at the end of my presentation. My project includes 4 live virtual events. The first category is a regular live public event. Attendants can preview the theater's COVID-19 protocols and procedures. They will also be able to listen as cast and crew give their real-life experiences while participating under the recommended guidelines set forth by the CDC during the pandemic. My second event is a student live event. Students will be able to attend a live question and answer session where contributors will discuss the vision of the post-pandemic world of theater. They will also address current and future career opportunities within the theater industry. My third event is a Black Lives Matter collaboration event. Organization representatives will be in attendance during a live event to explain the importance of this movement. Discussions will include the role we all have in this movement and how the arts community is acknowledging and working with the community to advocate for the dignity of all people. Link to their website will be provided in the playbill. This will also include a special performance by the cast previewing the song from the show. My final event will be a collaboration with the National Organization for Women. Representatives will be live to discuss women's rights. There is a true relatability to the storyline in Dreamgirls. Link to the NOW website will be provided in the playbill, and there will also be a special performance by the cast to raise awareness. We will be cross-marketing with local theaters by displaying our posters throughout their lobby area, and in return we will be reciprocating for their shows. We will also trade ad space to publicize as part of the agreement. A 10% discount will be extended to senior citizens and all military service personnel. Cast and crew will be required to post daily on their social media pages as part of their publicizing contract. The press release and featured articles you can view both here or read in full detail using the link to my Dropbox at the end of my presentation. Merchandise. Merchandise can be ordered throughout the playbill. Personal hand sanitizers will be provided with the show logo will be available to all in-person patrons upon arrival. This will provide us with another marketing outlet as they will use them in public areas around town. The cast and crew will be given 1 show t-shirt and 2 masks with the show logo to wear during the duration of the show process. For my budget, I spent 85% of my total budget. Total expenses came to $5,939. leaving me with a final profit of $37,640. Please note that in my budget, I tried to support local business like Runner's Edge that are struggling during this difficult time. Works cited are displayed on my final page. Please scan the QR code to view my entire presentation in full. Thank you for your time and consideration.
It just snapped all the way around. What?
I love the fact that she had was so in tune with what was happening right now, between everything being COVID friendly and even into the marketing where you have masks and you have hand sanitizer that has the logo on it. The amount of thought that went into this is for right now, it was astounding.
Well,
Supporting local businesses, like that is just, I mean, everything is just so thorough, like Emma said, literally. Oh my God.
I have a different take. I think she's really doing this. I think she's doing these productions. She's going to leave everybody behind. We're going to see her out there like a month from now. This is real. You guys think this is fake? No. This is too good to be a how do you say, a study. So watch out, Mr. Wickham. If she doesn't show up for school now, we know why.
So good.
Okay, let's keep moving. We got more to show.
We got some more to show. So we got another solo musical by Brian Lucas from the show that probably the only person that knows how to pronounce it is Mr. Wickham. So it is from Les Mis. I'm not even going to embarrass myself and try to say the full name. But here it is, another solo musical by Brian.
Hello, my name is Brian Lucas, and today for you I'll be performing the solo musical entitled Empty Chairs at Empty Tables from the musical Les Miserables. This piece is asterisk for frank talk of death, so if you feel you may be offended, please leave the room now. Thank you. And I very proudly represent Troupe 2564.
There's a grief that can't be spoken, as the pain goes on and on. Empty chairs at empty tables. Now my friends are dead and gone. They talked of revolution. It was they lit the flame. They sing about tomorrow, and tomorrow never came. From the table in the corner, they could see a world reborn. And they rose with voices ringing, and I can hear them now. The very words that they sung became the last communion. This lonely barricade at dawn. Oh, my friends, forgive me that I live and you are gone. There's a grief that can't be spoken, as a pain goes on and on. Phantom faces at the windows, phantom shadows on the floor, empty chairs at empty tables, where my friends will meet no more. Oh, my friends, don't ask me what your sacrifice was for. Empty chairs at empty tables, where my friends will sing
no more.
There we go. Such an emotional
I think
piece.
Brian has left Whoville way behind.
One thing that I love about what Brian does with this is that you can see where he is. He has a grounding in place. You can see the chairs and the tables and the bar around him. And that just adds to the truth of it, and it adds to the power in what he's doing with this piece.
Yeah, it's quite emotional. It's amazing, amazing. Well, let's keep moving along, folks. We got more. We're almost there, but there are a lot of great things yet to come.
Yeah, here we go. This is me. It's my turn. So I'm gonna present some monologues for you guys. These were the ones that I did for my college audition. So here they are. I hope you enjoyed them.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's introducing herself, but this is Summer, and it's an amazing performance. We also have an interview with her, which is really cool. And I remember, look down there, donate, smash the like button, subscribe to the.
Oh, he disappeared.
Well, I disappeared because I
yeah.
pushed on my keyboard is what I'm doing. That's, oh my goodness, for big fat fingers. But anyways, donate, go to that donate.thehillster.com. You can go there and donate. Remember, if everyone who would be normally going to an auditorium, you'd be paying $5, $10, $15. That money is still needed because productions are coming up, and we're not going to make it with popsicle sticks and toilet paper rolls, even though there's lots of them to use. So, but anyways, remember to donate, smash the like button, and subscribe. But here we are, and the illustrious Summer, and let's take a look.
Well, I've been preparing for pre-screens for college, so I figured that I could just use my monologues that I was using for pre-screens and use them for my IE piece this year. I've been working with an acting coach, Jason Gilman. He helped me pick out all my material and my repertoire. So the two monologues, Homefront by James Duff and Kingdom City by Sherry Wilner, are my two monologues that I've been using for college auditions, and he helped me pick those and work on them. 11 callbacks to colleges. I've applied to 19 schools, and I have about 14, maybe potentially 16 auditions coming up in the months of January and February so far. So that's exciting, and I hope to have a really very good career performing in musical theater, film, music, anything along those lines. I just want to perform.
Hello, my name is Summer Severin, and today for you I'll be performing two contrasting monologues. The first from Kingdom City by Sherry Wilner, and the second from Homefront by James Duff. These pieces are asterisks for violence, death, religious commentary, adult language, and prejudice. So if you feel you may be offended, please leave the video now. Thank you. And I very proudly represent Troupe 2564.
Take off your cross. Katie, you can't wear a cross to an audition. She's from New York. Out of the 8 skillion headshots I showed you on Playbill.com, not one single actor is wearing a cross. Because no real actor is religious, and people from New York freak out when they have to meet someone who is. If she sees too many crosses, she'll think we're all Jesus freaks and quit on the spot. Or think she'll have to choose some asinine PG-rated crap like You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. How am I gonna get into Juilliard if I'm in that pile of shit? And don't even think about wearing your purity ring. That is so demented. Your father could give it to you anytime he wants. He's just waiting for that stupid ceremony so it'll seem more like a wedding. Now that your mother's gone, you have to be the wife. That's the whole reason you're in a purity class, to keep you away from guys, not home slaving over his misogynistic ass. You better start figuring these things out for yourself, because I'm leaving this hellhole the second I graduate and won't ever come back. No, I'm not gonna lose my temper. All right. If you think I got all the attention while you were gone, and I could see how that might bother you, me having all of Mother's affections lavished on me, I could see how that might really upset you, but if that's what you think happened, you're wrong. Sorry. Every other word that was spoken in this house was Jeremy. I wonder where Jeremy is. I wonder what the weather's like where Jeremy is. I wonder what Jeremy's doing right now. Well, maybe it would have been moved by watching Mother call up every relative we have and every friend we have so she could read your letters over the phone and cry. Or maybe it would have been moved by hearing that cassette you sent home coming out of their bedroom at 3 o'clock in the morning because they couldn't sleep. But on the other hand, I suppose you suffered too much to have anything but contempt for what anybody else felt. I'm sorry I prayed for you. I never thought it'd be possible for someone to be sorry for something like that, but I am. I apologize to myself for every time I got down on my hands and knees and begged God to bring you home safe. I've never been sorrier for anything in my life. You make me ashamed. You make everybody in this family ashamed because you are nothing. You are an absolute zero human being. You are weak, ungrateful, and you are not my brother anymore.
Thanks for all the comments, guys.
Oh, folks, wait a minute. You guys didn't get to see what I see because I see the green room because I'm the MC. You should have seen Summer's face watching herself. Oh my gosh. I wish I would have recorded that because she says she doesn't watch herself. She was like this at times, like, it's like, it's like, I don't think she's seen herself. But I did see on the wall, you said, watch yourself. Don't you watch yourself, Summer?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I kind of have to because I'd like pick them out, pick the videos out and stuff. Oh, thank you, Rory. Oh, everyone's being really nice.
I tell you, they're kids. You know why? Because these are the people wanting to be president next year. I think that's what it is. So they are.
Oh, true. Y'all trying to take my job? Okay.
Oh, no, you're still there. You're still there. But you know how politics is. It's like, you're out, you're already out the door. I mean, you were talking about it already. You already got how many college you being accepted. So, but that's amazing. I mean, you were mentioning that you're using these pieces. That's one of the things that you've collected over the years. And as a senior, if you are doing auditions, you can take advantage of that and use those and craft it even better for using these competitions, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these pieces are gonna still be they're still being workshopped. So what you guys are gonna see at States is gonna be totally different. I mean, yeah, they change over time. Sometimes they ask you for the next video to be a completely different spin on it. So for the first monologue, for my next audition, I have to completely change it into something completely different. So it's a fun time to workshop these and just try a whole bunch of different things and just really play with it.
Well, that's amazing. Congratulations. Of course, you have a few fans. I couldn't keep up with the, I had to pass some of them because it was getting a little too much. You don't want to,
Can't make my head too big.
No, I mean, your mom's paying people via Zelly. I mean, it's just terrible, but no, truly, I've watched you from JoJo and I think you also have gone beyond JoJo, way beyond. Congratulations.
Let's hope so. Thank you very much.
Okay, on with the show.
On with the show. So we got another duet acting. I'm really excited for this one. I haven't seen it yet. Two of my favorite people, Ada Malamphy, who's just such a blessing to this troupe, and Melanie, who is also another blessing to this troupe. She's an officer this year. She is so great. They're both incredible, great actors, great performers. I'm really excited to see this. So this is their duet acting piece. Christopher Durang, let's go for it.
Hello, my name is Aiden Malamphy.
Hello, my name is Melanie Almeida.
And today we will be performing a duet acting piece from the play Vanya and Sonia and Masha and Spike, written by Christopher Durang.
This piece is asterisked for adult language and sexual situations, so if you feel you may be offended, please feel free to leave the room now. Thank you. And we proudly represent Troupe 2-5.
Six, 4.
I brought you a cup of coffee, dearest Vanya.
I have one.
Oh, but I usually bring you a cup of coffee every morning.
Well, yes, but you weren't available.
Well, I was briefly in the bathroom. You couldn't wait?
I don't know. The coffee was made, you weren't there, and I'm perfectly capable of pouring coffee into a cup.
But I like bringing you coffee in the morning.
Fine. Here, you take this cup and you give me that one.
All right. Now I feel better.
I'm glad. I'm afraid the other cup tastes better.
It's the same coffee.
Well, maybe I put more milk in it than you did. Maybe that's why it tastes better.
Don't I usually put in the right amount of milk?
Well, yes, and usually I don't think about it. It's just that I was drinking one cup of coffee and liking it. And now suddenly there's a new cup of coffee and I'm liking it slightly less. It's no big deal. I'm just making pleasant conversation.
That's not making pleasant conversation. It's first thing in the morning and you're implying I don't do anything right.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
I didn't.
Well, you implied it.
Forget it. Fine. The coffee's perfect. I love it.
Oh, for God's sakes. Here.
No,
take
no,
the original
no,
cup back.
no. It's fine. There's hardly a difference. I'm sorry I said anything.
Honestly, I have 2 pleasant moments in my entire fucking life, and one of them is bringing you coffee.
Sonia, I am sorry that I said anything. Really, the 2 cups are almost identical. I should have said nothing.
All right.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
So is this how you're going to be today?
I don't know what you mean.
You just threw the fucking coffee at the wall!
I didn't!
You didn't? What kind of idiot response is that?
I don't know. It's I hate you and I hate my life response.
Oh, well, it was effective then. Good for you.
Thank you. I'm sorry for throwing a cup of coffee against the wall.
It's fine.
It's just that I had a bad dream last night.
Oh?
I dreamt I was 52 when I wasn't married.
Oh, were you dreaming in the documentary form?
That isn't funny.
Really? I thought I was. You are 52, and you're not married.
And whose fault is that?
Is the answer supposed to be me?
No, there isn't any answer. And if I pine for you, that's my business.
Don't pine for me. That's ridiculous. I'm 57, and I've told you for many years that I'm not interested in you in that way. I march to the tune of a different drum.
Why must you march to a drummer at all? Why couldn't we just march to the sounds of a piccolo?
What? I don't know what that means, and besides, you're my sister.
We're not blood relations. I'm your adopted sister, so if I can pine for you if I want.
Look, I think your pining for me has become a tired reflex. I don't even think you like me anymore.
I agree. It is a reflex now. It comes from our living together. Ever since Mother and Father died and Masha left us while she was off gallivanting, having a life. Don't you ever feel angry at Masha for having a life?
Oh, well, yes, but it's too late to do anything about that now. I must say, I've always admired you for doing your part in taking care of our elderly parents. You put Masha to shame, in my opinion.
Well, thank you.
Of course, she did have a successful acting career, and you had nothing else to do, and, well...
Well, a moment ago, you gave me a lovely compliment. And now? Oh, let's not talk. I'll keep my sadness to myself.
All right, you do that. Your sadness is very heavy this morning, Sonia. Could you lighten it any?
No.
Then could you go to a different room?
Leave the morning room. But I'm in mourning for my life.
Ugh, I seriously hope you're not going to make Chekhov references all day. Thank you.
Yes, I love that scene.
Oh, that was wonderful, guys. But you know, Melody, it sounds like sixth period. Just watching you guys banter back and forth during class.
That was amazing. I think one of the things is too, I notice especially when the acting scenes, because that's more in Sky's area, right? That's his specialty. I notice he's glued there like a director watching it. I mean, if you feel, I see you sitting there, it's like, rooting on, almost look like a coach who can't be on the sideline or something. But I mean, how does it feel? I mean, you are a teacher. You've been seeing these students for many years. It's not the first time. You've done a number of theater productions with these. I mean, what's it like sitting there watching these students and getting to the points where they are? I mean, as sort of a director of these kids.
Well, I mean, as the director of these young artists, it's intensely gratifying, and I'm very, very proud of them and what they do, and I love them immensely. As a director, watching students go out and perform is terrifying. Because at that point, there's nothing you can do. They're off on their own, and you can't do anything about it.
That's right. That's right. But it's quite amazing to be able to watch it. And not only that, I mean, the problem with art, it never stops. I'm sure in your head, you're watching each one of these and saying, okay, if this is going to States, here's what I'm going to tweak it even more. I mean, even summer, I mean, it's like, oh, what you see here is, guys, I mean, you got to stop sometime and print.
No.
Never.
No, it doesn't work that way. Well, listen, I think we had some good comments here. This was I thought was an interesting. This was the first student IE I watched live while they recording. Amazing first live IE. I think that's really really amazing. This whole technology we have for you Sky and everybody else and all the students to take this on and do something like this. I mean, we've been going on for over 2 hours. It seems like only about a half an hour to me. But I think one of the things about that, though, is we don't get a chance to do this. I mean, we're, how many weekends are we all out there, even watching a production of a friend or even getting on outside productions? Because I know people do that. All of us, I mean, Sky, too. I mean, Angela, people who are doing this are doing it in multiple places. So this is really cathartic. I mean, it's just something that I think we should look into how can we do this more often. But I think this kind of media, people are starting to like, oh, this is sort of working. So congrats to all. But of course, we still have more to come. So let's keep moving.
Yeah, here we go. So we only have 3 more pieces left. So our solo musical is Calvin Zanetti, and I'm very excited to see this performance. I haven't seen it yet. So, and he also, yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. Here we go. We're live. Here we go.
So I took Being Alive from Company to IEs this year. It is a solo song sung by the character Bobby from the show, who is going through a sort of midlife crisis and kind of learning what it means to love and be loved. I chose the piece because I had heard it. To be quite honest, I have heard it countless times before, and I wanted to give my own interpretation of it. And I hadn't really heard anybody else perform it at IEs before, so I figured, now would be a good time too for not only the troupe but also for myself. And why I chose it was because a lot of what I do and a lot of what I like to perform as an actor and as a person, I make very personal to myself and my feelings and what matters to me in this world and why. So Being Alive is just a song that I could personally just relate to in my own way. In the show, it's a lot different. Obviously, you're looking at it from a character who's 35 and not married. So with IEs, the beauty about districts is you can take a lot of these pieces from shows and sort of give them your own spin, because it's not that they're tied down to the stories anymore, but you have the opportunity to give it some more creative freedom. So that's what I did. I gave it the perspective of just how I was feeling in my personal life and just the need to be loved honestly and be vulnerable and express that that feeling, because I think it's very passionate and powerful.
Hello, my name is Calvin Zanetti. I'll be performing Being Alive from the musical company. This piece is Asterisks for Nothing, so enjoy. And I proudly represent, for the last time, Troupe 2564. Somebody hold me too close. Somebody hurt me too deep. Somebody sit in my chair and ruin my sleep and make me aware of being alive. Being alive. Somebody need me too much. Somebody know me too well. Somebody pull me up short and put me through hell and give me support for being alive. Being alive. Make me alive. Make me confused. Mock me with praise. Let me be used. Vary my days. But alone is alone. Not alive. Somebody crowd me with love. Somebody force me to care. Somebody make me come through. I'll always be there, as frightened as you, to help us survive. Being alive. Being alive. Being alive.
There we go. Oh, such a great piece
Yeah, it
too.
really fits him, as he said, I think. I mean, it really makes a difference. I remember seeing him last year when he did, was it Cellophane Man or something? What was it called? Uh,
In Chicago,
yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
Mrs.
that was
Cellophane.
a very powerful actor. He is singer. I mean, and
Absolutely.
that's one of the great things to see a lot of the talent in this group where people just are channeling it. It's really, really, how is it that you guys pick? I mean, Sky, do you help pick these pieces with kids? Do they come sometimes? How does that work?
It's just sometimes they do, and again, this was with this being my first year with the program. I had some who came to me and asked me for suggestions. I had others that until they submitted their pieces, I had no idea what they were doing. Uh, but a lot of the older students, a lot of the upperclassmen, they're well versed enough to know this is what I want to do, and I know that this is good for me, and I know that this is in my wheelhouse. And so from that point on, the only thing that I can do is to help fine tune and to help polish.
Yeah, I mean, Summer, you have, I guess, as a person that's been through this for numbers of years, there are probably times where you find you have something that really hits you and you really want to do because you yourself pick it. Then there are other times, I know it happens with Lawanda, sometimes someone else will find something, or even a friend, and they'll think of you. They'll go, "This is just perfect for you." And I think that's what's amazing. You've seen a lot of the comments tonight. That's what's happening. You'll see someone do it, either it's acting or even costume or the musical. It seems to be really, really, the students today are not out there doing something really different. I mean, that usually happens a lot further in your career, right? When you want to bend it and change something. But that's a really important thing, I think, to fit.
Yeah, knowing like what you're good at, what songs that you like, and then knowing that sometimes your friends might need a song and you listen to a song and you don't want to keep it for yourself because maybe it's not good for you, so you give it to somebody else. It's like it's a selfless thing, and it's really nice. I mean, when somebody tells you, "Oh, I found this song, like, you should really listen to it. I think it would fit great in your voice." It's a very connective thing to have with someone.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So we got two more. Let's keep moving.
Yeah, two more. And so these are very special because they have received the top score that you can receive at regional competition. So our first one is a makeup design by Avery Zeitlin. You saw her in her duet earlier with Eric. She is such a talented makeup artist. We're so lucky to have her in this troupe. And yeah, I'm really excited for you guys to see her piece. It has received top honors, which is so everybody gets a score, and then whoever has the top score in that particular room, they pick between all of the top scores, which normally is a perfect score, 30, 30, 30, and they choose the top honors. And she has received this along with Faith, our next performer, as well. So here is Avery's makeup design.
Hi, my name is Avery Zeitlin, and today I will be discussing my makeup design from the musical Cats. This piece is not asterisked for anything, so please sit back and enjoy. Cats the Musical is based on an old poetry collection written by T.S. Eliot, with the show being musically composed by Andrew Lloyd Webber. This show begins in the rubbish dump after dark when suddenly the lights become alive with cats of all different ages, sizes, and backgrounds. All cats are introduced through song throughout the show. Soon there are cats everywhere ready to gather for the annual Jellicle Ball for the cat tribe. During this event, one cat would be chosen by the Jellicle leader to be granted an extra precious life. Grisabella, a former glamour cat, who left the tribe to explore the world only to return with the experience of how cruel the world is, only wishes to be accepted after returning to the tribe. She, at the end of the show, is granted the extra life by the Jellicle leader. The scene I have chosen for my makeup design is Act 2, Scene 10, otherwise known as the scene where the most iconic song from Cats is sung, Memory. In this song, Grisabella explains her pain. This is a fairly sad song, however, the character Syllabub, the youngest kitten, wishes to be a glamour cat just like Grisabella was, and sings the positives of the world in the song Memory with Grisabella. Munkustrap, who acts as the show's narrator, announces Grisabella in her song of pain. Cats the Musical by Andrew Lloyd Webber is a challenging show to design makeup for. However, that is the sole reason why I chose to perform a makeup design piece from this show. I like a challenge. This show has been performed and revived multiple times with a new makeup design every time, although I base my makeup design choices on the Broadway 2016 revival. One of these choices that were similar to this production is my decision to make the character Grisabella produce more beauty with her looks and youth rather than pain and oldness, which was done in previous productions before the 2016 revival. I made this decision because this character is supposed to be broken inside and has no one who can accept her for who she is. Therefore, I believe the outside should be more beautiful to create contrast and irony between her looks and her emotions. The characters Syllabub and Munkustrap were also significantly similar. However, I added my own little details and special shading to make these pieces my own and unique. The most unique piece of my entire design, in my opinion, is each wig that I designed on my own for each specific character. This was the largest challenge for me because I had to make the wigs look like ears and make sure that if characters were to wear these wigs in extremely dancey shows, the wigs would keep its stance. With the correct hair textures and the amount of hairspray, I was able to overcome this challenge and even tested the sturdiness of the wigs myself by wearing them and going for a jog. Overall, I am extremely proud of my work and hope to one day be able to design makeup for this show in a real show scenario. This character was one of my favorite characters to design. It was very fun to do the fine details around the face. With this character involved much drama with the eyes and around the head area to match the wig. This was fairly difficult, yet I was able to pull it off with my special wig designs. I am very proud of this look and think that this person could wear it in an actual show. Syllabub, also known as Jemima, is the youngest kitten. She's very sweet and compassionate and sees the positive sides of things as she's never seen the negative before. I made sure to include her young self in her eyes, making them very youthful and happy. I also made sure to keep her young with her contouring. Grisabella took a lot of hard work. I decided to make her more beautiful and thought that crystal blue eyes would help the audience see through her more clearly, as she is very upset in the inside but beautiful on the outside. However, I did include the makeup running and lip running, showing her struggles on the outside at the point of the show where she sings Memory. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation, and I hope you enjoyed my makeup design.
So talented, so great.
I think my favorite part of this is that she made the wigs, put them on herself, and went for a jog to make sure that they would stay together. That was insane.
Wow. Wow. No wonder she got top honors. My goodness. Because one of the things is when you do deal with these kinds of things, there's so many little details like that I was in on some of the judging for these sort of technical areas. And they would get into the minutia like that, like, hey, this is really beautiful, but it's going to hurt like heck. No one's going to be able to wear it. It's going to fall off, etc. And those kinds of details are what gets you to the very tippy top, I think.
Absolutely.
All right. So we got our last but not least category, correct?
Last but certainly not least, one of my best friends, such a talented actress. She's not here tonight because guess what? She's performing at the WIC. Just a little tidbit that I thought was funny, but yes, we love her. She has got top honors for her solo musical this year, her junior year, which is just absolutely amazing. So we are so happy for her. She's had a great journey throughout her IE pieces. She was a freshman when she took her first solo. She got straight superiors. She took another solo last year, got straight superiors. For her third year in a row, she's gotten top honors, which is just wonderful. We're so lucky to have her. She's an officer this year, and so here is her amazing solo musical.
Hello, my name is Faith Alfieri, and today for you, I'll be performing the solo musical entitled Where Am I Now from the musical Lysistrata Jones. This piece is no asterisk, so please sit back and enjoy. And I very proudly represent Troupe 2564. Fight, fight, go Athens, go. What a joke, that much I know. Seems so strange, now it's suddenly so complex, and I have no clue what comes next. Maybe just some more time, just a little more fight. Like they say, no guts, no glory. All in all, I did find her. Maybe I'm like 100 miles off course. Well, maybe that was too much, maybe not enough. Maybe I should just turn back now. So how do I go on when everything's so wrong? Where am I now? How am I here? Which way do I turn when it's all so unclear? I'm standing alone with nothing but fear. Where am I now? Now that I'm here. All I wanted was to win, just to feel how it might feel, just to say for once we did it. Just to open my eyes and see something different than before. Well, maybe that was too much, maybe too big a dream. Maybe I should just turn back now. So how do I go on when everything's so wrong, 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 wrong? Where am I now? How am I here? Which way do I turn when it's all so unclear? Please give me a sign. Will an answer appear? Where endless days of making do, putting up with second best, always wanting something new, wanting something better to shake me to my core. Something magic, something more. I want more. I want more. Where am I now? Where am I now? I'm standing alone with nothing but fear. Please give me a sign. Will an answer appear? Where am I now? Where am I now? Where am I
Yay! Such a difficult piece, and she just took it by the reins and killed it.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, she's just a junior or is she a senior?
No, she's a junior.
Yeah,
junior.
that's quite amazing. That's amazing to have that ability at such a young age and to keep it up
Mhm.
and picking a song like that and being able to technically do it. It's out of this world. It's hard. It's hard, especially with the way judging goes, is to do that consistently. That's hard. That's
And
really
as
hard.
Emma pointed out in the chat, this was take 3, because most of the students who recorded at Brandstar took 2 or 3 takes. Sometimes a couple of you guys did like 5 or 6 takes, but most people did 2 or 3 takes. So she had already done this 3 times. And then this 4th take, I believe, was the one that got sent on. So she was still hitting all of those notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Quite
That's quite
amazing.
amazing. Well, listen, Summer, I think that's the end of our how do you say, presentations. And we want to thank you, President of the club, for being here and presenting everyone and presenting yourself as
you.
well. It was truly amazing. And what do you want to say as president to all of your fellow superiors, all of them, right?
Yeah, every single one. I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so lucky to be your president and be up here and represent all of you and have all of you support me. And I'm just so grateful to have all of you. So, love you guys.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. And Sky, we'll let you have the floor here to wrap it up. I mean, you're the instigator this year of it, and and you were handed not a hot potato, but more of a plasma potato.
Yeah,
I mean, it was really hot to do this. It's just super congrats. I mean, I've been watching you in the green room, and you were out there cheering like every one of those were your own kids. But please give us a final statement before we close this amazing showcase.
Well, first, I want to thank all of you who performed. You are brilliant. You are talented. You have power beyond your belief, and don't let anyone ever take that away from you. And don't let ever anyone tell you that you don't have it. I am extremely proud of what you've done. And that goes for all of you who perform, and all of you who create. Remember, artists are the closest profession to God, because only we create for the sheer joy of creating. And I want to thank the parents for letting me have your children for a little bit and to guide them on their way. And all of you who came out to watch and to support, thank you. And I hope you enjoyed the show. And I hope that we get to see you during our performances of Jekyll and Hyde and One Man, Two Governors this spring.
Yeah, no, that's going to be amazing. Congratulations once again, and all to the parents too. And remember, this is an endeavor like any other year, so please donate. Go and donate what you can. Just imagine this was a ticket tonight, and I think it was a heck of a show. It was 2.5 hours, but it was really amazing. If you missed it, you can go and watch it online, and the recording is there. And I think, Sky, we should do another one of these, even and maybe even before the production, where we can talk a little bit and get people on here. I think it's a really great medium today, because we don't have that chance. A lot of times when that's happening, the parents will come in or maybe see something going on or whatever. But I think this works out, and we're really looking forward to the upcoming musical, Jekyll and Hyde, and then the play later on, which is Governors and something like that. I can't remember the name.
One Man, Two Governors.
Oh, One Man, Two Governors. So congratulations once again from all of us parents to everyone, all the kids. Congratulations to everyone, and thank you so much, Sky, for what you do, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays to everyone.
All right, folks, that wraps it up. And I'm going to play once again the great video that we have from our website. That is Boca Drama. You can go to bocadrama.com and you can get all the links there. And you can also, remember, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the Facebook page, those things to support. But most important, donate what you can. This is a big endeavor, and there are a lot of expenses involved. Everyone knows that. And it's really, really greatly appreciated for everything everyone does. So let's take a look and let this take us out. Oh, well, come on. Oh, press the wrong button. Oh, boy. That was a dud. Take two. Clapboard. There we go. Let's try clicking on the right thing, Dave.
Do I have your attention? 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 Do I have your attention?
Is you taking notes?
3, 2, 1.
We about to go off. When the speakers go blow, blow, blow. Everybody turn up. It's about to go down. Make the whole room spin. Turn the bass up loud. We about to go in. And we can't stop now. Fuck it up. Dance. Don't stop. Dance. Don't stop. Dance. Don't stop.
Do I have your attention?
Fuck it up. Dance. Don't stop. Dance. Don't stop. Dance. Don't stop.
Do I have your attention?
Dance. Don't stop. Dance. Don't stop. Dance. Don't stop.
Do I have your attention?
Dance. Don't stop. Dance. Don't stop. Dance.
Do I have your attention?